Someday the time will come when Hunter starts the live stream. Sandra, you called it. That time has come, and that time is now. How's everyone doing today? Whew. I've had a pretty fun day or two. Since my little Mike from PA debate, it's been a lot of fun. Shit. Finally. Hey now. Be nice, okay? Be polite to me. Sometimes it takes a few minutes for me to get here and get all set up. Plus, I usually go for 10 or 11 minutes on the wait screen. Why such a long wait? It was 11 minutes. Let's, all you ADHD goldfish over here, chill the fuck out, all right? No, I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Do you worship the cheese god? I do, yes. But it must be a vegan cheese god. And also, I really hope that it's better than some of the vegan cheeses I've had. So far, vegan cheese has been the worst vegan thing I've tried. Other than cheese, everything else, every other vegan alternative I've had, I've liked just as much, if not better. Vosh's react was great. Yeah, we're going to go over all that. I'm going to just let a couple viewers get in here for a second. But first, I just want to say, how's everyone doing today? What's everyone up to? 11 minutes too long. Okay. Oh, yeah. And then one thing, though, that Vosh said gave me some scathing criticism. I need to turn my alert box down. And that he is right. I've tried. I don't know if something doesn't work right with my Streamlabs thingy, but it will not let me edit any of it, really. So we'll see. If we actually gain a bunch of followers, then we might have to turn it off, but there should just be a way to mute the widget, Webcam source, animated background. Yeah, I don't see any sound for alert box. I don't know. It's weird. Vosh / Hinkle debate was a big disappointment. Was it? I haven't watched it. I doubt that, though. I tuned in a little bit and seemed like Vosh was doing really well. PragerU is also streaming right now. Yeah, that's because streaming's what's up right now, guys. All right. What do we want to talk about first? Do we want to talk about Trump? Maybe we should, maybe we should talk about Trump. Get the serious topic out of the way. And then we can talk about, our dude, Mike from CCP. I don't know. I kind of want you to vote, chat. The other dude Vosh was talking to wasn't engaging. All right. I'm trying to decide what I want to do too. What do you think of weed decriminalization? Decriminalize it and legalize that shit. That's what I think. All right. Let's get this here. Okay, hold on. Now, if you are tuning in and enjoying the stream thus far, consider putting something in the super chat. Your donation will show up on screen, and I will read your donation live and respond to it. If your donation pops up on screen and then disappears, it's okay. I still have it. I will read them all. Do not worry. Uh-oh. It is really loud. I might just have to turn my alert box off for now. Shit. Well, your super chat donation will still be read and responded to live. So, yeah. Help support that grift, all right? Get those tax dollars from weed. Yeah, seriously. Can't, I'm too poor. Then get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. That's fine. Yeah, if you don't want to donate, it's not Not required at all. It is simply appreciated greatly. It helps support the channel, and if you want to support the channel and have your message read, go for it. If not, if you want to sit back and enjoy the stream, be my guest. Just glad to have you here. Zigzag, thanks for the $5 donation. And shout out to Zigzag for being our first donor. And there's not really a message except for a little peace sign emoji. So, peace, brother. All right. Oh, man, what do I want to talk about? Oh, I don't know if I want to get into this Trump thing. All right, yeah. All right, guys. It's true. Donald J. Trump. He has struck again. Donald Trump is apparently still seething about the fact that he was banned from Twitter. And now he is heading up a class action lawsuit suing the CEOs of the major tech companies that banned him. There's a lot here. Pretty much everything he says is just false, like usual. So I thought we would go over Donald Trump's own opinion piece that somehow got posted in the biased mainstream fake news media. Wait, what happened? Okay, sorry about that. Donald Trump's commentary somehow posted in the fake news media. Donald J. Trump, why I'm suing big tech. Ah, yes, our noble president, former president, thankfully, here to swoop in and save us all from big tech censorship. That thing that conservatives are consistently lying about happening to them because they are conservative, when in reality, conservatives just should pull themselves up by the bootstraps and follow the TOS that they agreed to when signing up. But we're going to get into that and more shortly. First, let's actually read through some of this, okay? One of the gravest threats to our democracy today is a powerful group of big tech corporations that have teamed up with government to censor the free speech of the American people. Okay, already teamed up with government to censor. I don't know where he's getting that from, but a little hypocritical for the man, the myth, the legend, Donald J. Trump, to be talking about threats to democracy. I'm pretty sure Donald Trump played a pretty big role in inciting the January 6th riot. So, Trump, I don't think you get to talk about that until you're willing to acknowledge that you played a role in an actual attack on our democracy. This is not only wrong, it is unconstitutional. Oh, God. Do we want to go through it one by one, bit by bit? This probably goes without saying, but I have to repeat myself a million times. Big tech is a private company. Unconstitutional doesn't apply here. There are no constitutional obligations to free speech. That's not how private companies work. Private companies actually have a constitutional right to freedom of speech, and that's why they're allowed to ban people as well. To restore free speech for myself and for every American, I am suing big tech to stop it. Wow, Trump, man, he is a noble man. Thank you, Donald J. Trump, for stepping up and fighting to restore the free speech that the private companies are attacking our constitutional rights of us Americans. I don't know. Social media has become as central to free speech as town meeting halls, newspapers, and television networks were in prior generations. So, you can be banned from a town hall meeting. Newspapers don't have to report on you. Television networks were private company, where there have already been rulings saying that television networks specifically are not agents of the state for solely platforming other speech. So what does this even mean? Hold on. Trump's own Supreme Court appointee Brett Kavanaugh issued the court's opinion on a relevant case 2 years ago. It examined whether a nonprofit running public access television channels in New York qualified as a state actor that would be subject to First Amendment constraints. The court ruled that running the public access channels didn't transform the nonprofit into a government entity, and that it retained a private entity's right to make editorial decisions. So it's really weird that Donald Trump would bring up television networks when Brett Kavanaugh, his own dude, has literally said television networks do not apply, or I'm sorry, television networks platforming speech, that doesn't mean they become agents of the state. So far, just provably factually incorrect. All right, let's move on. In recent years, however, big tech platforms have become increasingly brazen and shameless in censoring and wait, hold on. I missed a line. A very important line, actually. The internet is the new public square. Notice what he did there? First, it was social media, which are private companies. Then there's the internet, which is a conglomeration of multiple millions upon millions of servers where you can start your own website, which Donald Trump has already done. So you're not banned from the internet, 1. 2, you can still be banned from public squares. The law can literally remove you from the public square for disturbing the peace, for example. So again, this... You could be banned from a public square, and the internet is not the same as social media companies, specifically, which are the CEOs of what you're suing. In recent years, however, big tech platforms have become increasingly brazen and shameless in censoring and discriminating against ideas, information, and people on social media. I don't know if they've become increasingly brazen. Well, that's not true. They probably have they have been doing it more and more because they're under more scrutiny and pressure. And we're becoming more aware of the real-life harms that can come from fake information being perpetuated on some of these social media companies. You can even look at the guy that didn't someone try to shoot up a pizza place because of an Alex Jones conspiracy theory, the Pizzagate thing? I thought that was a little while back now, right? We've had this understanding that internet misinformation can lead to real-life harm. So a lot of these tech companies have a bigger responsibility now and are under more scrutiny to stop that information from propagating on their platform. There's nothing at all strange or weird or illegal about this. Banning users, yep, they've banned people for a long time. Deplatforming organizations, I mean, what do you mean? Deplatforming some alt-right organizations, maybe, yeah. And aggressively blocking the free flow of information on which our democracy depends. There we go again, the biggest fucking virtue signal imaginable from Donald fucking Trump. Our democracy. Oh, think of our poor democracy. Boy, where was Donald Trump caring this much about our democracy during January 6th, when rioters that he instigated and spurred on were attacking our Capitol, trying to undermine our democracy? It's almost like Donald Trump only cares about democracy when he feels it benefits his own narrative. No longer are big tech giants simply removing specific threats of violence. They are... Okay, this is a complete contradiction, because what he's basically saying is that was okay, but some threats of violence could probably fall under hate speech, right? Are threats of violence a First Amendment right? It is illegal to knowingly and willfully make any threat to take a life. Upon the president. Said speech loses First Amendment protection if it calls for and is likely to lead to imminent lawless action. Okay, but still, this is kind of weird. Specific threats of violence. But, like, some hate speech. Also, I guarantee you, like, conservatives would be like, they're no longer just banning the N-word or whatever. Like, some of this is still protected under the First Amendment, which would be kind of a contradictory to Donald Trump's use of try and invoke the Constitution there. They're manipulating and controlling the political debate itself. Consider, I mean, doesn't Alex Jones still get like a fuck ton of traffic to his own website? Consider content that was censored in the past year. Oh boy, here we go. Big tech companies banned users from their platforms for publishing evidence that showed the coronavirus emerged from a Chinese lab. All right, we're not going to like Google everything here, but I'm going to go ahead and take a guess that what was being given was not evidence, but rather conspiracy theories, which even the corporate media now admits may be true. Oh, I hate this argument. It is so annoying because what conservatives are doing here is basically just spamming conspiracy theories at the wall, right? Back at the beginning of COVID, one, it was irrelevant where it came from because we needed to be focusing on getting it under control. So whether it even came from a Chinese lab or not, irrelevant. Two, the people that were talking about the Chinese lab at that point, it was nothing more than a conspiracy theory. It had been ruled out from being manufactured in a lab, and there had been a joint letter of scientists that all said it didn't look like it was, it had come from a lab and that this misinformation is unnecessary, etc. And now, upon further evidence, what normal, rational human beings do is they say, hey, for a while, the evidence said this wasn't made in a lab, so I don't think that this is made in the lab. But upon seeing new evidence that says, wait a minute, there's actually new evidence that suggests China may have actually played some kind of a role here in covering up the virus getting out. Now we see joint letters from scientists asking for there to be more research into where the virus originated from. It is the rational move to follow what the research is saying and change your opinion when the research changes as well. That's what rational people do. So back at the beginning of COVID, when these people were getting banned for sharing evidence, there was no evidence. There still isn't even hard evidence that it came from a Chinese lab. So no one was publishing evidence. So that's just a lie. So they were banning people for publishing conspiracy theories saying it came from a lab, when at the time that didn't appear to be true, and more misinformation spreading about a virus that was more important to get under control was unnecessary. And these companies decided to stop some fake news flowing. It's that simple. They think because they think if they just like spam a conspiracy at the wall and then one of them turns out to be somewhat right or maybe have some credence to it after all, they're like, ha, look, that means all the other bullshit I spewed must have also been right. In the middle of the pandemic, big tech censored physicians from discussing potential treatments such as oh my god, which studies have now shown does work to relieve symptoms of COVID. What? Oh, the brain rot. I'm getting sick right now. I'm going to vomit. I need a puke bag immediately. First of all, the censoring physicians from... Remember that video where a bunch of the conspiracy theorists and doctors that actually had no knowledge of that specific subject came out and said, like, hydroxychloroquine is good, actually. And then we looked at the one doctor who was, like, talking about demon semen. You remember? We all remember the demon semen, right? Which studies have now shown does work to relieve... That's just a lie. I literally Googled COVID-19 come on. Where's the thing? Hydroxychloroquine. Hydroxychloroquine does not benefit adults hospitalized with COVID. I searched it earlier, too. So what's this one? So this is saying the opposite. Wait a minute. Is this by this French guy? Wait. Is this by the French guy? I'm pretty sure. Henry Ford Health System. Journal of Infection Diseases. Huh. If this is by... Because there was a French guy that did one too that it turned out to be like a super, like, rushed study. I'm not familiar with every study. I'm sure there are some studies somewhere that do suggest that maybe it could have worked here. But then we have way more information showing the opposite, right? So we have COVID-19 hydroxychloroquine. I'm just going to spell it however I think. Hydroxychloroquine studies. So this was the first one that came up when I searched it. A systematic review and meta-analysis on chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine as monotherapy or combined in COVID-19 treatment. And they found that it was not effective. Where's the thing? Despite the scarcity of published data of good quality, the effectiveness and safety of either hydroxychloroquine alone or in combination with treating COVID-19 cannot be assured. Future high-quality studies need to be done. There have been quite a lot of studies done on this, too. I already looked at that one. I think I know which one he's talking about, though, already. In this trial, rates of COVID-19 association hospitalized patients were not significantly different compared from those who received placebo. All right. And then I'm pretty sure what he's talking about, though, is this one right here. Because I've seen conservatives harping on about this one. They get so excited. Observational study on 255 ventilated COVID patients at the beginning of the USA pandemic. And it said that it had like a 200% survival by over 100%. And then look, they all ignore this part right here. This article is a preprint and has not been peer-reviewed. It reports new medical research that has yet to be evaluated and so should not be used to guide clinical practice. I'm guessing that's what Donald Trump is saying, because this came out very recently and conservatives were getting so hyped about it. Yeah, this came out right in May. So no, the majority of the research we have on hydroxychloroquine has found it to be completely ineffective or patients fared worse. And then the one study you're pointing to was some like study that's still in the beginning stages and in a preprint and hasn't been peer reviewed, and was also studying like a very niche specific type of COVID patient. So no, studies do not now show that it works to relieve symptoms. So dishonest. In the weeks before a presidential election, it's also, you'll notice that why don't they link the study? Where's the study, man? Why don't you link Joe Biden here? Why don't you link Facebook? Come on. Why don't you link the study? All right. In the weeks before a presidential election, the platforms banned the New York Post for publishing a story critical of Joe Biden's family, a story that the Biden campaign did not even dispute. I'm pretty sure that was a laptop conspiracy theory that was so dumb and bullshitty that even Fox News wouldn't cover it. Perhaps most egregious in the weeks after the election, big tech blocked the social media accounts of the sitting president. If they can do it to me, they can do it to you. You hear that, guys? If they can hold the president accountable, then they can do it to you. If Donald Trump has to take responsibility for the actions, for the consequences of his words, then they could even do it to you. It's only a matter of time. A Michigan school teacher was banned from Facebook for sharing an article questioning whether mandatory masks for young children are healthy. Okay, I don't even know what this story, like, I would have to look into it. Let's Google it. I'm not sure if there's been any publicity. Michigan teacher suspended from Facebook while looking. Yeah, they tried to say because she was banned from Facebook, she couldn't post for help. Something. It's like, do we know anything? Post regarding masks. What was the post? I would be so curious. In a response to the mandate, Horton posted a website on her Facebook wall that challenged the safety and efficiency of children wearing masks. She posted with the article, "If your child wears a mask all day at school, this article from National Institute of Health is a must read." Her account was only suspended for 24 hours. Nearly 2 months later, they're trying to blame this on Facebook. She was banned. Her account was suspended for 24 hours, and she was notified it was due to her post about face masks. They say her brother 2 months later was found dead, and they're trying to like make that seem like Facebook banned her. Oh, how horrible. When she was suspended for 24 hours. Was that a little harsh? Possibly. I'd have to look at what the actual article was. Was it fake news? Did it violate a policy? But either way, this is so okay. Yep, I'm sorry. Okay. So you shared fake news, basically, and then got banned for 24 hours, and now are trying to suggest that it's YouTube or Facebook's fault that your brother died because you couldn't talk to people for 24 hours on Facebook. Come on. Later, when her brother went missing, she was unable to use Facebook to get the word out. Oh, maybe he went missing after. Do they know it was only for 24 hours? Colorado physician Kelly Victory was deplatformed by YouTube after she made a video for her church explaining how to hold services safely. All right, let's see. Maybe this one is... Let's see if this one's over the top. Because I don't know any of these. Really? Okay, here we go. Fact-checking COVID claims made on county supervisor's podcast. It's received more than 68,000 views. Outline the physician's opinions on a wide range of COVID-related topics, prompting discussion in the community. Many who have... Wait, I bet... How much you want to bet that our channel's still up?
All right, we're here with County Supervisor...
Wait. Is this from someone... Maybe that's not her channel. All right, let's see what happened. She's received significant attention for her public criticisms of the nation's public health response to the coronavirus pandemic and has received applause from a largely conservative audience, but has also faced pushback from Lead Stories, which posted a fact check of her recent statements under a hoax alert. Oh, boy. What was the fact check? Dr. Kelly Victory's COVID facts video includes many claims that are not facts. All right, what are they? I'm a trauma and emergency physician, apparently they're saying she lied about. We all know that COVID is a mild disease, and the vast majority of people, 85% of people who contract COVID, have a few, if all, symptoms. Yeah, it's worse than the seasonal flu. This is... Children are at virtually no risk. Social distancing isn't even an established healthcare concept. That's not true. The whole idea of social distancing was based on a theoretical model explored by a high school student in a science fair? What? I'm pretty sure I looked at a way bigger study on this that used like a model and shit. It was not done by some kid in a science fair. Okay. Multiple medical organizations have now acknowledged that there is no scientific justification for normal, healthy people to be wearing masks. Oh, God. Yep. All right. So we have provably false information being spread. So no, Trump. Sorry, buddy. It was not. This poor woman was simply explaining how you could hold services safely at your church. That's not why she was banned. So nice work. Cayenne Michael of Florida and her husband, Bobby, lost their 21-year-old son in a fatal collision caused by a twice-deported illegal alien. Facebook censored them after they posted on border security. Oh, boy. Notice they try to make it sound really, like, mean. How could Facebook do this? Wait a minute. I'm not sure I'm able to find... I really want to know if... Tech. Wait. With a Cardi B hating travel agent? Okay, hold on. So let's see what happened. Is someone texting me? Okay. I don't know. I'm not... Okay, hold on. A term used by Trump. She serves on the Black Voices for Trump Advisory Board, and Bobby's an advisory board member. Okay. They lost their son in 2007 when an undocumented immigrant crashed into his car, killing him. The two claim that Facebook censored their content relating to COVID-19 and support for President Donald Trump. Okay. Claims she was censored when posting information, questioning the use of masks. Why do these people do this? She says the 24-hour suspension, again, not a big deal, Facebook applied interfered with her ability to help find her brother. Wait a minute. This is the wrong person. Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't know if I don't think we have more information on what they did exactly. But I'd be willing to put money on the fact that it wasn't simply saying, hey guys, nothing wrong with immigration, but I just want to make it so that we don't let illegals come in and maybe make it a little bit of an easier process for people to come here legally. I don't know. I just have a little suspicion that it wasn't quite like that. But okay, again, notice how all they have here are anecdotes when I can literally point you to this. I have a new study, actually, that just came out. Everyone's favorite. Conservatives love when I pull this one out. The studies. Oof. The new report. Let's view the full report. The unfounded claim that social media companies censor conservatives. Now, the argument, right, that they're trying to make is that conservatives are disproportionately censored. Now, on its face, that is true. Most likely. Because conservatives are disproportionately breaking the rules. As now we've seen with multiple examples that even Trump mentions in his lawsuit, these people, some of them anyway, had some pretty clear-cut violations of TOS that they agreed to when signing up for the platform. So what Donald Trump has here is this cheap, desperate lawsuit with a couple anecdotes of people that got banned for 24 hours or some shit. Meanwhile, what I have for you is an actual study that looks at hard data and measures if conservatives are being disproportionately censored. We can see here, left and right are roughly balanced on YouTube. So partisan left tends to get a little bit more views than partisan right, but video hours watched, the partisan right has the partisan left beat. So the way that YouTube's algorithm seems to be working is that it pumps out more biased partisan content because that tends to be more sensational. That makes sense, obviously. But you can see here that, for the most part, they're getting pretty comparable numbers here. Let's go up. There are no empirical studies that definitively assess the claim of anti-conservative bias, but there are a variety of analyses and rankings that indicate that conservatives enjoy a prominent place on major social media platforms. This section evaluates data that bear on the question of bias. So data from a variety of sources provide a window into what Facebook posts get the most engagement. Let's see. On most days, right-leaning U.S. Facebook pages dominate the list of sources producing the most engaged with posts containing links. In particular, during the run-up to the 2020 election and its aftermath, the conservative page of Conservative Commentator outperformed those of most major news organizations. The pages of Trump and pro-Trump evangelist Franklin Graham consistently showed up in the top 10, as did Fox News. All right, cool. The New York Times sometimes made the list, but Joe Biden rarely did. In second place was Breitbart. In seventh place was the Daily Caller. So again, this is what we always come back to. And I am going to continue harping on these numbers, no matter how many subscribers it loses me, no matter how many people cry in my comments. I don't care, because the way that we look at this is on a statistical level. And it seems that statistically, conservatives that follow the TOS are enjoying major prominence on virtually every social media platform. There is no algorithmic bias towards people for having conservative beliefs. What it is that conservatives are more irresponsible. They don't pull themselves up by the bootstraps, and they violate the rules more often. There was another study that I referenced pretty frequently also that showed that Donald Trump played a major role in spreading COVID misinformation. So it makes sense that you're going to see Donald Trump get fact-checked more often than, say, Joe Biden. This is not bias to your political, this is not a bias against your political beliefs. This is a bias against your bad behavior, conservatives. So yeah, we have numbers, hard data showing that there really doesn't seem to be much algorithmic bias. Twitter doesn't target conservatives or Republicans as such, but people who violate its rules by calling for violence, harassing others, or advocating hateful ideologies. Yeah. You'll notice then that maybe it's that people are breaking the rules more often. Let's continue. So far, nothing has been correct. Facebook censored them. Okay, yeah, we got your little anecdotes. Meanwhile, Chinese propagandists and Iranian dictators spew threats and hateful lies. All right, I have no idea. Maybe those threats didn't lead to like major material harm like we saw at the Capitol. Maybe there's a million reasons why that might be different. But I don't even know if that's true because so far pretty much everything else that he said has been twisted or just false. This flagrant attack on free speech, has nothing to do with free speech, is doing terrible damage to our country. That's why in conjunction with the America First Policy Institute, oh wow, that sounds real good, I filed class action lawsuits to force big tech to stop censoring the American people. Maybe we should do some Trump voice here. The suit seeks damages to deter such behavior in the future and injunctions restoring my accounts. So it sounds like Trump's going through this big stunt to just try and get his account back. Our lawsuits argue that big tech companies are being used to impose illegal and unconstitutional government censorship. In 1996, Congress sought to promote the growth of the internet by extending liability protections to the internet platforms. Yeah, he's talking about Section 230. Unlike publishers, companies such as Facebook and Twitter can't be held legally liable for the content posted to their sites. Without this immunity, social media companies could not exist. Funny how he says that, but then is constantly attacked Section 230. He's also wrong, by the way, about this. Let me rephrase that. He's not technically incorrect that it protects them from, it does extend liability protections. So basically that means these tech companies can't be held ultra accountable for illegal content being posted on their website. If they lose that protection, Trump is right here. Social media companies would not be able to exist because they could be sued for anything posted on their content on their platform then. That would be insane. So then he tries to make the publisher's platform argument, which, again, such a dumb argument. Facebook and Twitter, these tech companies absolutely do operate a platform. They are platforming other speech. Publishers verify everything before it goes out. The New York Post is a publisher. Facebook, where they allow anybody to post, is a platform. And Section 230 gives them the ability, because it respects their freedom of speech rights as well as a private company, to police their website and not be held liable if illegal content is posted on their site. I'm not sure. I think if there's illegal content posted, I think they can still face consequences there if I'm not mistaken. But I know that if something is like copyrighted content, or a user couldn't sue Twitter because of this, that, or the other thing, it gives them the necessary protections they need to properly operate these platforms. Without Section 230, Trump's right. these companies wouldn't be able to exist. But also, Section 230 never says anything about that you can't be biased. That's not a requirement of Section 230. So he recognizes that without this immunity, social companies couldn't exist, but he's consistently attacked Section 230 and tried to roll back their own protections. I don't understand. Democrats in Congress are exploiting this leverage to coerce platforms into censoring their political opponents. What the fuck? Oh my God. In recent years, we have all watched Congress haul big tech CEOs before their committees and demand that they censor false stories and disinformation. Haven't Republicans grilled big tech CEOs about being biased as well? I think that Republicans are the ones coercing these tech CEOs. What are you talking about, Trump? This is such a this is a Tucker Carlson take right here. Like, this is a twisted bastardization of what's actually happening here. Big tech CEOs have gone before Congress multiple times, yes. Sometimes the Democrats have grilled them for allowing false information that can literally lead to real-life harm to spread. Yeah, sometimes that's happened. And sometimes Republicans have grilled these CEOs for allegedly banning them because they can no longer say the N-word. Ooh, I just ran out of space on my thing. Further, big tech and government agencies are actively coordinating to remove content from the platforms, according to the guidance of agencies such as the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. What? What does this mean? Yeah, the big tech and government agencies are actively coordinating? Aren't they just following in line with the CDC? Did they actually coordinate with CDC? Even if they did, that's literally not a problem at all, but let's see. I'm not really seeing anything about them actually coordinating with CDC. I think if anything, they were just policing their content on the basis of the CDC guidelines, which would make so much sense. But nothing makes sense in the mind of these conservative dumb fuck boomers, apparently. Big tech and traditional media entities formed the Trusted News Initiative, which essentially takes instructions from the CDC about what information they need to combat. Again, none of this means anything. This coercion and coordination is unconstitutional. No, it's not. The Supreme Court has held that Congress can't use private actors to achieve what the Constitution prohibits from doing itself. They're not. Did they coordinate with these people? Okay. This should alarm you no matter your political persuasion. It is unacceptable, unlawful, and un-American. Through these lawsuits, I intend to restore free speech for all Americans, Democrats, Republicans, and independents. I will never stop fighting to defend the constitutional rights and sacred liberties of the American people. Ah, yes, the right to use Twitter. Meanwhile, democracy is a joke to you. Remember January 6th? Because Pepperidge Farm remembers, buddy. Holy shit, dude. I cannot stand these big tech censorship things. They are getting old. They really are. Roscoe Ducks, what's up?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Hunter.
Can you be louder, please? If you could talk closer to your mic.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Hello?
Hello, how you doing?
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing pretty decent. I would like to just start off by prefacing my political ideology. I would consider myself a anarcho-capitalist when it comes to the economy, right? Inevitably just corporatism, right? And then with like social policy, the judicial system, I'd consider myself just completely fascism within every single other facet. Okay.
So you're a fascist. Got it. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Hit me up with a
I do
censorship
agree.
argument.
Yeah. I do agree that we need to silence political opposition, right? But I see one really big flaw within your argument.
I see a flaw in your argument already, though, because I'm not advocating to necessarily suppress political opposition, nor are
No,
these
but
big
it's
tech
really
companies,
it's
really.
really good for your movement, though. I mean, progressivism will just happen, you know, if
I don't know. I mean,
I
we
think
seem to
we
see
just
pretty
censor
big
people.
swells of reactionaries, whether they have a Twitter account or not. We saw it happen historically when there are civil rights movements. We tend to see a swell of reactionaries. Even Confederate statues, you can literally see the way that they were put up, kind of in line. The more civil rights were given to black people. So no, I think whether you have a Twitter account or not, we're still going to see kind of a swell of reactionaries. I don't think that
Mm.
banning them from a tech company platform is going to be that big of a deal necessarily. It definitely does significantly reduce their
Yeah.
reach and their voice, though. That's true.
So I have one main question for you, okay? And this is sort of going to be the premise of the argument.
Okay,
Do
I'm
you
listening.
believe that because holds an argument or political opposition to you, they are objectively wrong?
Um, why do you have to put objectively in there? I mean, nothing is like
Do you believe
objectively.
that they are wrong and they are misinformed and their political ideology and affiliations are wrong?
Do I think the people that disagree with me are wrong? Is that what you're asking me right now?
Not necessarily to you, but like in the grand scheme of things, the marketplace of ideas, do you think that they are necessarily wrong?
Um, I think that conservatives generally are wrong. Yeah, when it comes to big tech, I think they're
Hmm.
wrong.
So, do you believe that morality is subjective?
What? Wait. What does this have to do with big tech censorship? I don't really like the direction
No,
that
no,
you're
no.
trying to
I'll
take
get to
this.
that. I'll get to that. Okay.
What do you mean
I just need to ask
morality
you.
is subjective? No, these are
Do
philosophical
you
topics
believe
that I'm
that
not really
people
interested in
make up
fleshing
their
out.
truths, and what is true is subjective, malleable by the human mind, and what they say is right is right?
Not necessarily. There are some like. Can you just get to your point, please, and stop trying to take it down this
Yeah.
philosophical route? Because
Okay.
you
Okay.
wanted, you said in the chat you want
Basically,
to
my
talk about the
point is.
censorship.
Mm-hmm.
So just
So
you can go ahead and
essentially,
make your point without this whole philosophical stuff.
yeah. So basically, my point is that if these things are subjective and they're subject to change depending on introduction of information, right? They're merely just opinions at this point. They're not really the objective truth. Okay? So when you say this person's wrong, this person's a conspiracy theorist, and their ideas are objectively wrong, essentially what you're saying
Did I
is
say that
this
they were
guy's opinion
objectively
is
wrong? Because if I
subjective to
did, that might have been like a hyperbole. Of
well,
course, if you want
you
to
kind of
break
like
down, well,
Googled and searched
subjectively,
around
what
it
does
on Google for
objective
a little
mean?
bit and said that they're a conspiracy theorist. You're saying that they're objectively wrong. No,
I
you
didn't
call them
say they were
conspiracy
objectively
theorists.
wrong necessarily. I've even said that about the Chinese lab thing, that the way that you go about that is usually by looking at the evidence and forming your opinion around that, not the other way around.
Yes, but that's a possibility. Okay, it's like I think this might have happened. It's like I don't know Epstein. There's two possibilities and two outcomes. I mean, you're really free to believe in both, but like, one isn't objectively wrong because one can't necessarily be 100% corroborated.
Okay,
Okay,
so okay,
you're saying
fine. For the sake of the argument, then, because I don't really feel like getting all into the nitty gritty here, let me just concede that then. Fine, subjectively every conceivable level, they're wrong.
so. What I'm gonna go ahead and tell you though is it's really about personal belief now. Okay. So are you willing to call a Christian a conspiracy theorist like he's wrong and he should be shut down for spreading the word of God?
Wait. You're putting words in my mouth here, and I feel like you're trying to lead me somewhere. What do you mean they should be shut down? When have I advocated for Christians to be shut down, or even like when have I
That's not what
advocated
I'm
for that?
saying. You said that they're wrong and they're spreading misinformation,
I didn't
right?
say
Something that can
Christians were. You
objectively be
literally
true.
just asked me, do you think Christians are conspiracy theorists and should be shut down? Like, how am I supposed to answer that? Like, I think that Christian beliefs oftentimes they use that to justify bad ideas, but
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. Like, what are you trying to get to here?
Essentially, what I'm trying to say here is that these are completely opinionated. They are not wrong. Maybe they're subjectively true. It's like, do I believe that Wuhan, like a lab in Wuhan, created and formulated some sort of like disease that spread throughout the world? I mean, that's really up for interpretation. I think if someone says that, they shouldn't be shut down
No,
because that's
see,
an
this is where you're
opinion
wrong.
held by
It's not always just no. It's not just up for interpretation. So there are ways that we can measure that and actually find out whether or not that is true, right? And if anything can actually be determined if something is objectively true, I feel like to a degree it would be something like this, where we could actually look at a DNA pattern, where we
No,
could
I'm gonna
actually
stop
look.
you right there because nothing's objectively true though. Science is a method. We created it.
Okay,
It's literally
fine.
just a figment
Okay,
of
fine.
psychology.
Then the way that we would go about determining if we are going to consider that thing true is if it holds up under the scientific method, right? So when we can analyze it, when we can look at the DNA, when we can see how if the virus has those traits, if it looks like it was manufactured, and if it was, if that's what we are able to observe, then I think that would be in the first step of saying, yes, it is true then that it was made by humans or came from a lab or whatever. I think that would be the first step in determining if that thing is true. The way that our language works, at least, is when we are saying something is true, that implies that there is a good deal of evidence to support that claim. So when you, or anyone for that matter, says the virus was made in a lab, that is not true. It's not a different opinion. It's not subjective. It's when they were making those claims at the time, the evidence that we had available did not suggest that it came from a lab.
But do
So-
you think there's a likelihood of it?
Now there might be, now that we have new evidence, but at the time,
So
the evidence didn't exist. So they were just making something up, more or less. You can't say, well, that was just a different opinion. Well, it's not, everything at the end of the day is subjective. Like, come on. The way that our language works,
everything
when
is
you make a
subjective.
claim, and if you say something is true, like for example, in this Donald Trump thing where he said they were posting evidence that it came from a lab, that suggests that there is evidence there. When you say something's true, it suggests there's evidence. So yeah, if there's not evidence and you're making a
If
claim that
somebody-
something is true,
okay.
I don't think that would
do
be
you
a
think
great.
do you think if someone says that, say, okay, hold on, give me a second to think about this. So
Do you want to
think
talk about,
now
are you trying to get me into a
posted things-
philosophical discussion here? Because admittedly, I'm not very good with the philosophical stuff. I'm still very much fleshing out like my axiomatic principles and all that. Like, so I thought like in the Discord thing, you say that you want to talk about the censorship of the people. You also said you're a fascist. These things to me sound a lot more interesting than this like pseudo intellectual philosophy thing you're trying to do here. So why don't we
No,
talk
I
about
am
that?
a fascist though. I believe that you need to silence any political opposition because that just gets in the way, you know. Hunter Avalon, I just want to tell you something.
So how would you
Don't
silence your
want
opposition?
Probably killing them.
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere that's at least somewhat interesting in the conversation here. So why do you want to kill people that you don't agree with?
No, not necessarily killing. Like it depends on how bad the misinformation is. Like, they can go to jail. They can get a fine. They can be
Okay, so what's
silent.
misinformation in your
That's
fascist
what's
brain?
gonna happen for the general public. Like if it caused a direct death, like say BLM goes out and or like say CNN like incites some sort of panic and that causes a riot. I believe that
Would
I don't
Trump
know
be
one of
locked
the
up?
anchors that or what?
Would Donald Trump get locked up?
Well, no, I mean Donald Trump. I mean he is sort of fascist and he wants the same
So
political
fascists
aspirations that I
cannot.
want.
Okay, I got you. So it's only when your political oppositions are advocating violence, then you would lock them up and kill them.
100%.
So if your fascist
100%.
side of people are advocating violence, that's okay. I guess that makes sense considering you want to kind of kill them or not. So who would you consider to be your opposition then?
The libtards because I own them epically.
Are you just like trolling right now?
No, I'm not.
All right. Ban for troll. He got banned for being a troll for a little while. Menua Jabazian, what's up?
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
I can. I think I saw you in my chat earlier saying that you wanted to debate me on something.
I doubt that was me. I didn't text anything in the chat yet.
Okay. My bad.
I I just wanted to say, a few years ago, right? I stumbled upon your channel, and you were the one who kind of red pilled me, and I just got into the whole so far right thing. I was going on the Instagram pages and all of that, but recently you again blue pilled me, sort of. You kind of took me out of that, so I just want to say I'm a huge fan
Thanks,
and
man.
really love your content.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I just had a question about veganism.
Sure.
What I wanted to ask you
Wait, what
is, in what cases would you find it moral to eat meat? Because the example that I wanted to bring, right? So I'm from Armenia. It's
Mhm.
like a small country in the Caucasus, right? So
Mhm.
there, we basically, I mean, my family at least, we get our meat from my grandparents,
Mhm.
who have this small farm in a village with like 20 cows. And the cows are in the field most of the time. They're not like locked up in a
Mhm.
farm or like mass production or anything. And yeah, I just wanted to ask, what would you think if you, for example, had a meat supply like that, where it's basically the cows live a free life, and then at the end they just get taken out by like a bullet or something like that, and that's the way that the meat is produced and not factory farming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of thinking that one through myself, to be honest. Like, I wish I could give you like a definitive answer. I mean, I think I would still be against just killing the cow, like, for meat. But if the cow like naturally died and you ate it, I feel like that would be a little different. But I've also heard arguments that like the end goal, if you're trying to reduce the suffering of sentient beings, then you would want to reduce the demand for those sentient beings. So, for example, like if a cow naturally died, you might be able to make an argument that it would make more sense to, like, I don't know, give that meat to some other kind of predator in some way or another to essentially reduce the demand for that meat overall. Um, but honestly, that's something I'm still thinking through. If you were to like, if you had a cow that then died of natural causes and then you ate it, I don't know.
Well, the thing that you said about demand, for example, so where my grandparents live, right, there are no supermarkets, there are no, there's no way to get any other way of food. For example, they farm vegetables, and they get meat from the cows basically to survive, basically, because that's the only source of food. Everything they eat basically comes from what they farm. So I think in that sense, I guess I'm fully against the fact that I never get meat from a supermarket, or whenever I am outside, I don't usually take meat, because it is quite horrible what they do in factory farming. I
Mm-hmm.
think in that case where the cow is basically there for in the villages, at least, for you to eat and live off of that. I think in that case, for me personally, I think that is fine.
Hmm. All right. Cool, man.
Well, thank you very much again. Love your channel.
That
Keep
means a
it up,
lot.
bro.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you. All right. I'm going to get to you donations. This stream probably will be a little shorter this time. Hunter, how much soy milk do you have? I don't drink soy milk. I don't like it. But thanks for asking. I actually prefer oat milk. Wait, were you making a joke right now? Do you want to get in my Discord, pal? Latina Parfait, thank you for the $2. I don't know who's more dumb, you or Vosh. Okay, well, thanks for the money, I guess. Ha, loser. Draconarius King, thank you for the $5. I assume Trump's clogged arteries would have offed him by now. Oh, God. I can't help but laugh at that one. Wholesome A, thanks for the $5. Conservatives claim free market principles until now. Claimed companies or persons until they spoke against them. Pathetic. Yep, that's how conservatives are. Only ideologically driven. They're pathetic indeed. Nadine Marcus, thank you for the $5 donations. Conservatives are opposed to cancel culture unless conservatives are doing the canceling. Yeah, then it's good. Halston Wirt, thank you for the $10 donation. You are currently our top donor. So shout out to Halston Wirt for being our top donor. How much you want to bet Trump's attacks on Section 230 while acknowledging that social media itself would cease to exist without it is just him saying, fine. If I can't have it, no one can. Yeah, probably. Hunter, did you think you improved in your ability to pick up Mike from PA's disingenuous tactics in real time? I knew he was going to be disingenuous. Hunter, do you like Impossible Burgers? Yeah, I love them. So, on another note, while we're talking... Wait, hold on. I should probably pull this up first. Okay, here we go. So, on another note, while we're on the subject of big tech censorship, our favorite, Small Dick Fuentes, was just banned from Twitter. He's lasted for quite a while on the platform, so I guess props to him. He blocks anyone that criticizes him on there, because if you're blocked, you can't report the person. So maybe that helped him a little while. He also was pretty careful in toning down his rhetoric on Twitter, although recently he's kind of let it slip more and more when he was talking about the degenerate gays or something. So, Twitter confirmed that it banned Fuentes after repeated violations of its rules without offering further information. The Anti-Defamation League on Thursday published an article on its blog entitled Nicholas J. Fuentes 5 Things to Know, in which it accused Fuentes of using his platform to make numerous anti-Semitic and racist comments. Yeah, I'm sure. That doesn't surprise me, coming from the known neo-Nazi. Fuentes responded on his Telegram account claiming that Twitter suspended him because of the ADL report, saying he was permanently suspended hours later. In April, Twitter banned an account. Fuentes is also banned by YouTube, Reddit, TikTok, Spotify, Venmo, Stripe, and Clubhouse, among others. Okay. Fuentes has been labeled a white supremacist by the FBI in a court document. I didn't know that. Really? Oh, this just keeps getting better. Oh, don't tell me. Alt-right figures who are vocal supporters of white supremacist and America First podcaster Nick Fuentes in an FBI Justice.gov report. I better never hear... All right, we're going to put this in my notes, because we are never going to hear a Groyper bitch and whine about how he was just joking around ever again. Oh, it just keeps getting... Dude, with the big tech censorship thing, with more and more information and more data coming out proving my point, with more and more evidence coming out showing that those who break the rules, like disgusting neo-Nazi anti-Semitic fucks, they get banned for violating TOS, not because they're a simple conservative who just wants to be fiscally responsible. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to say it. I'm going to take a little gulp of my own cum. I like being right. And since my 2019 speech, not only have I continued to be proven right, I have been continued to be proven righter. All right. He attended both the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017. Okay. Fuentes is an avowed member of the Groyper Army. ADL describes as a white supremacist group. True, yes. He's previously defended segregation. Let's look that one
up. For them too, number one, but number two, who cares? Who cares? You know, enough with the Jim Crow stuff. Who cares? Oh, they had to drink out of a different water fountain. Big fucking deal. Oh no, they had to go to...
Okay, so there's that. That's cool. He denied parts of the Holocaust, though he later said he was joking about his Holocaust comments. Do we need to pull up the clip where he admitted to lying? Hunter is always correct. I am. You're right. Thank you. Do we need to pull this up?
You know, use irony because, you know, when it comes to something like Holocaust revision, I mean, this is a subject that you cannot deviate from the popular consensus on. But you also can't, like, I also think you really can't tell the truth if you adhere to that. So it's sort of like getting in the middle. It's being provocative. It's being, I can't explain this in a very explicit way. You're going to have to just sort of get what I'm saying here. When it comes to a lot of these issues, you need a little bit of maneuverability that irony gives you. Oh, well, you know, what does that mean? Well, I was being ironic. Well, I was joking. Well, it's whatever. Well, you don't understand the tone. Well, you don't understand humor. Use irony because...
So there's that. So he tried to defend himself, saying, I was just kidding around. Surprising fact, Fuentes was verified on Twitter. Activists had tried for months to deplatform him. At least one Fuentes critic attacked the Twitter ban. Nick Fuentes has been a giant troll, and his attacks against me. Don't care. Tech companies control what we're allowed to say in our own country. It has to stop. Oh, God. Dude, you hearing this shit? You're not even allowed to fucking deny the Holocaust on Twitter anymore. Oh my God, what's happening to free speech? Orwellian. Okay. So we don't really know why he was banned yet, but one can only assume he did or said something that would violate TOS, or maybe has repeatedly been doing that. Or maybe Twitter realized that he was using his platform to spread harmful information, so they felt the need to ban him. Keep in mind that under Section 230, these tech companies aren't even required to give an explanation. Now, I do think that they should, and I do think that, you know, the more transparency, the better. I'm sure they'll give a reason soon. But either way, Nick Fuentes, he kind of had this coming. And this is, again, the consequences of his own actions. It's that simple. So, are conservatives disproportionately banned for being conservatives? Nope. Not true. Lazy Wandering, thank you for the $5. A streamer named Booksmarts goes over debates and rhetoric and talked with Destiny about his debates. Would be cool to see you reach out to him. Yeah, you know, I might do that, actually. I saw that he was reviewing my thing. Lucas Tate, thanks for the $5. Hunter, did you see Demon Mama's critique of your video on rainbow capitalism? I did not. No, I'd be interested to maybe I'll have to go over that at some point. Hey, Gen Z Patriot, can you get in my Discord, please? Because you've been talking mad shit in my comments, and I'm getting really sick of it. Please, get in my Discord now. I'm asking nicely. All right. Then, Hunter, we'll get to you probably after this segment. Wait, is Gen Z Patriot already in the chat? Or in the Discord? I see one of my mods talking to him. Let me know. I'll talk to him before doing the Mike from PA thing. The right has principles. They simply do not believe all groups deserve equal opportunity in society. Where's the Discord link? It's in my YouTube description. He says he is already in Discord? Who is he? I don't see anyone named Gen Z Patriot in my waiting room. Oh wait, here he is. Can I move him to my thing, or how does this work? All right, I'm calling him. Hello.
Hello.
Gen Z Patriot. How you doing, man? I see you talking some mad shit in my chat. Are you a real person? Do you actually have something you want to say, or are you just another troll?
You're the one that called me, so I'd like to know what your argument is.
Well, I don't know. What's your argument? You said Hunter's never right. Hunter's wrong about everything, which I'm sure is hyperbolic.
Yeah,
So
mostly big tech censorship, first of all.
okay.
I don't know exactly your position on abortion because I don't spend much time watching you.
All right, so let's
yeah.
focus on the one that you know more about, which would be the big tech censorship thing. So why do you think I'm wrong
All right,
on
let's
that?
go for it. All right. So you know how you say that these platforms have the right to cancel people that they disagree with?
Yeah.
Or they have the right to ban anyone and they don't have to give an explanation. Although you think they should, you don't think they have to.
Yeah, they
That's
don't
your
have
position,
to.
correct?
They legally do not have to. Yeah. But I still think they
Okay,
should. Yeah.
But my argument for that is if they're funded by the government, which they do get some money from the government, I could pull up that stat if you would like me to.
Tech companies get money
then-
from the government? Do you mean like subsidies or something if like during economic crises or something?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
well, by that logic, virtually every business has gotten something from the government. So that's not fair for you to say that because they got certain funding from the government during an economic crisis, they're somehow converted to like agents of the state or something. That's laughable.
But
So
do you
let's forget
think-
that one
but
and move
you-
on to the point. Go on.
No, because if you think that they get money from the government to help themselves survive through pandemics or whatever, then they should be able to silence opposition that they politically disagree with.
No, this is such a weird and terrible like stretch you're trying to make. You're talking about getting loans, like basically, loans during economic crises, which like multiple.
they don't have to
hold on,
always pay them
multiple
off.
companies get these. Multiple companies get loans like this that help them during economic crises because that benefits the economy overall. I don't understand it that well, but I know that just getting some funding from the government at one point does not mean that you're no longer a private company with your own First Amendment rights and ability to, protect your own platform from certain speech. So no, that's just factually incorrect. So why don't we move off that really dumb point and go on to the next thing?
Okay, I mean, I have an argument for that, but if you can't handle it, then yeah. we
It's
can
not that
move
I
on.
can't handle it, it's that it doesn't make any sense. So I don't see
Okay,
any reason in further going through this. So why don't you go on? So other than they got money once from the government or something, how am I wrong about big tech censorship?
Okay, so you know how you say they're a private business, okay? So they can't so they could censor anyone they want, whether you have political disagreement with them or you like just any disagreement whatsoever at all. You could cancel them. You said that, correct?
I mean, if the big tech companies actually wanted to, they could, again, legally, but they would never do that because that would not be in their best business
That's what they do.
interest.
That's what they do.
Wait, you think that they would just
They
ban
silence
people
that
arbitrarily?
they disagree with. No, that they disagree with politically. That's what they do.
Okay. Are you a troll, dude? Are you like trying to?
No, I'm-
Because these are things that I've like so swiftly and heavily debunked so many different times, and I'm kind of just surprised that you're coming on here so confidently saying things that are so stupid. But I mean, where do you want to start from with that? Like, do you want to go over the data and look at how these big tech companies are not in fact like how conservatives have a prominent position on social media platforms, and there doesn't really seem to be this algorithmic bias? Do you want to start there?
Sure, you could go for it.
Okay.
Give me your position.
Okay, sure. So I'll go ahead and send this over to you. I'm putting it in your little your Discord here. Go ahead and click this.
Okay, I see it.
This is an in-depth study that was done, okay? And it shows how on Facebook, for example, right-wing content does incredibly well. In fact, right-wing content consistently dominates Facebook. You can scroll down here and see on YouTube the way that the algorithm works. Partisan left and partisan right get roughly the same amount of video views, and then partisan right and partisan left get about roughly the same amount of video hours watched. So
But do you want to contribute that to the fact that the algorithms are helping, or do you want to contribute that to the fact that more people are conservative and more people listen to these conservative voices and they look it up and they're interested?
even if they are, it does. So what? Yeah, they're looking it up and they're getting there on the big tech platforms. They're dominating these big tech platforms. There is not this algorithmic suppression of people that are conservative or have conservative beliefs. It's just not there. And again, that would not make sense for the company's business interest to do that. Why the fuck would they want to ban people if they're getting a lot of engagement? Conservatives, like from this study, as it demonstrates, conservatives that follow the rules are very successful on social media.
What do you mean follow the rules, though? Because you just admitted that they could make up the rules.
They could, but they aren't. The TOS is there.
Yes, they are.
No, it's not. The TOS is there. You can read it. It's very transparent. You can understand it for the most part. And yeah, I mean, again, it wouldn't be in their best business interest to try and make up a bunch of rules. Anybody that likes pineapple on pizza will now be banned. Twitter rule number 33. Like, that would make no sense for them. They don't want to do that.
Do you think that they would rather suppress a few voices from only about probably 2 to 3% of the business they get from online, probably less than that actually, or do you think that they would rather have power and the other 98% of the business? They would rather have power.
I'm not sure I'm following.
Over speech, okay? So you're saying it's in their best interest to
it is
conservative voices going, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't care about that 2% profit. They're already making so much money, the billionaires. But what the billionaires would rather have, like Mark Zuckerberg, than that 2% more profit is power to silence their opponents.
Wait, but they already have power.
Yeah, but they would rather have actual political influence, which is what they have.
But they already have power, and they also have a business and a vested interest in trying to make more money.
But they would rather have more power than
so you're saying that Zuckerberg is like sitting back, like banning people because he likes the rush it gives him to have power?
Well, the reason they're doing this is so that they could have power over their political opponents, and so that they could push voices out that they agree with and silence voices that they disagree with.
So, okay, question then. If they are then doing that, then why are we not seeing this borne out in the data? Why is Breitbart not banned? Why is the Daily Caller not banned? Why is Fox News not banned? Why?
Because they can't ban everyone at once. It makes it look too transparent.
They can only ban the people that deliberately and repeatedly break their rules. Strange.
No, they can't. You just admitted that they could ban anyone.
They could. Again, they could. They have the ability to, but they aren't doing that.
Yeah. But that's my point.
No, your point right now is there is no point. The point is you have no evidence. So you're saying first, oh, well, they're doing really good because conservatives just want to look at the page. Oh, well, they're just doing really good because, well, we don't know yet. They can't just ban all the pages because you're just making things up as you go.
I'm not making things up. First, I provided you evidence that they get money from the government that they don't have to pay full off.
Which doesn't mean anything. That's irrelevant. That has something that's entirely different. You're talking about loans like a PPP loan or like a COVID loan or something else. That's to help employers continue to pay their employees. This does not turn you into a state agent. I thought we already went over that. We should leave that behind. Trust me, dude.
Yeah, but I'm telling
you don't want to make that argument. Okay. It's very dumb. So let's not make that argument.
Okay, but I'm just telling you all them arguments.
Okay, can I ask how old you are? Because people in chat are asking if I'm arguing with someone who's
16.
Why do I have all these 16-year-olds that are like mega conservative coming on here to argue with me?
I don't know. Maybe because they see your stupidity.
All right, I guess we can continue the conversation for a little longer then, because I since you're young, I think I have a feeling that you'll grow out of this. I think you will.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think you will. No, I'm not even trying to be condescending. I was 16 once. All right, I had my right-wing phase when I was young. I understand. I know how it is, but
yeah.
I think that as you get a little older and then, read some studies and shit, you might change your mind on that. But again, I'll take us back to the topic, which is if Mark Zuckerberg is trying to get such a power rush, why are they not banning these conservative pages? Why did they ban Donald Trump only after he had violated the rules, even though he had violated rules in the past and they didn't ban him? He had literally tweeted, when the looting starts, the shooting starts, which could easily be interpreted as a call to violence. They didn't ban him then. They only banned him after the January 6th thing. So tell me, if he's out this big rush for power, like, I don't really understand where it is.
But you just asked me, why aren't they banning everybody at once? Do you really think that Facebook could get away with just wiping all conservatives off of their platform? Do you think they could logistically get away with that?
Do you think that that's what they want to do?
Right now, no. In the future, I do.
So you think their future goal is to just get all conservatives off and just have a Democrat echo chamber website where they are basically alienating 50% of the country and massive profit margins?
Well, there's still people that would use these websites for other things except politics. They wouldn't actually wipe out 50% of the country. That's what you're ignoring.
If they
They're
were
still conservative.
So you think
They're
they want to
still
just ban all
conservatives that would-
conservative speech then?
In 30, 40 years, yes.
Okay.
That I feel like that's one also reason.
You're just giving me a
trying
lot
to
of
change-
feelings right now, so it's kind of I don't really know how to argue with it, I guess, because
I feel like what if they banned you for no reason at all? Would
I
you be
have
okay
been
with
banned
that?
before.
Okay, but were you okay with that? Did you think it was justified?
Well, at the time, no. But looking back now, yeah. On Twitter,
So you
for
think
sure.
that-
I was banned on Twitter back in 2017. It definitely was justified.
Okay, so your ban was justified.
On Twitter, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So you agree that if you're causing rhetoric or you're doing stuff that violates their stupid policies, then it's fair to be banned. And that's your opinion, I guess.
Well,
you think
that's
that
not
they're a
just
private
my
company?
opinion. That's everyone's opinion when they sign up for these tech companies, because that's what you agree with, whether you like it or not. Like, right now, we're abiding by Discord's TOS by talking on Discord.
Yes, exactly.
So we already agree with that. We have to, right?
Yes, but if, again, Discord gets stuff from the government, or if they have a public shareholder...
Do you think
I
just
don't-
getting money from the government in any context means that you become an agent of the state and have to abide
I
by,
don't
like,
think you become an
constitutional
agent of the
standards?
state. No, I don't think that's the case, but I don't think you could just silence any speech that you don't like.
So do you know what Section 230 is?
I've read up on it, but I'm not 100% aware of it now.
So do you understand the basics of it, though, is that it gives these tech companies immunity. It gives them the ability to police their own platform.
Yes.
Because they have a First Amendment right as well. And it also gives them the right not to be held liable by, like, a user or, like, for copyright content. Right? So
Yes.
okay. So I'm trying to think where I want to take this with you. I kind of forgot my train of thought there. The caller still needs his parents' consent to take an aspirin from the school nurse. Hey, chat, please stop distracting me, okay? I'm trying to talk.
Sorry.
No, you can go ahead. So you understand what Section 230 is. Do you think that by getting money from the government, you lose your Section 230 protections?
No, but what I do think, if you get money from the government or you get aid from the government to keep your business alive, is I think that the government should have some standards that you have to follow where you can't silence any speech that you do disagree with, or you can't silence everything. You have that your terms of service that take people off of the platform.
So you
have
think
to
the
be-
government should come up to these tech companies and basically, kind of in layman's terms,
No,
I guess,
if they-
say
if they-
something like, yo, if we're going to help you out here, then you have to abide by these certain standards.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I would just completely disagree with that, because isn't that a business? Isn't
why?
that because if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the government coercing a private business, and I'm pretty sure that would be illegal or have some kind of an issue there. I'm pretty sure the government can't say, okay, we'll give you this loan, but then you have to run your business this way. I'm pretty sure that would set a pretty bad standard for the country.
But why? If the government is giving taxpayer dollars to these, like,
Any
our
money the
taxpayer
government gives
dollars-
to anything is taxpayer. Stop trying to put taxpayer dollars in like it means something. It's not.
But it does.
Okay, so you've already acknowledged that getting money from the government doesn't turn it into a state actor. And you've already acknowledged that getting money from the government doesn't repeal the Section 230. So getting money from the government has no bearing on how these tech companies manage their platforms. You've acknowledged
I'm saying
that.
it should. I'm saying
Okay.
it should. That's how
Okay, I
should
got it.
be.
I understand what you're saying, is that the government should pretty much coerce private businesses.
Not if they're not giving aid. If these companies don't take aid from these businesses, then for sure. They can do whatever they want. They're a free company.
I'm pretty sure this is something illegal specifically. Hold on. Wrongfully
All right.
influencing a private entity's employment decisions by a member of Congress or an officer or employee of the legislative executive branch. All right, so this might not be a direct one-to-one comparison, but it is illegal to wrongfully influence a private entity's employment decisions, which I bet that would fall in line with other decisions as well by members of Congress. So I'm not sure if this is a direct one-to-one comparison, but I feel as if this is comparable enough that there's already seems to be a precedent there that it seems wrong for members of Congress or the government, of the legislative or executive branch, to try and influence private entities' decisions.
But
that seems like a really yikesy standard to set. So,
but that's not what I'm saying they should do. But I'm saying if these companies come up to them and ask them for federal aid, then the government should be like, well, we get something in return if you're using our taxpayer dollars.
Okay, I don't know how the loans work exactly and if they have to pay them back or not. I know you said they don't, but I don't know if that's true or not. But do you realize this is you're promoting like a form of authoritarianism almost, like the government basically like in bed with private industry, the government having sway on private entities' employment decisions or decisions in general. This just seems like a really bad precedent to set, and I don't think that you understand the kind of harm that would come from something like this. Like this would be a trampling of some of our constitutional rights far more than these private tech companies banning people sometimes would ever be.
What constitutional right would that break? I would like to know.
Well, I think that it would undermine fundamental principles of our country if we have the government influencing private entities. Not only does that go against U.S. code, it's like I said, it sets a very dangerous standard. Where are we going to draw the line then? Can governments just influence private entities no matter what? Can governments say, hey, we'll give you this loan as long as you promote this candidate for the upcoming election? Like how?
But that's not what it would be.
So it's only if we're going to give these big tech companies, so only the big tech companies have to be held to these standards. What about Ford or Chevrolet or these other companies they've had to bail out before?
It depends. It depends. It has to be in the Constitution. So, for example, guns. Yes, if you're going to give them federal aid, then they should be required to allow guns to come in their building if they're registered, of course.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So So what you're saying right now is that what should happen is if the government gives you a loan, you should then have to abide by constitutional standards.
Yes.
Okay, great. So it took us a little time to get here, but good. Okay. So that's the fundamental disagreement that you have here that doesn't make sense at all. Taking money, getting an aid, like getting bailout from the government does not transform you into a state or into a state agent. You do not have to abide by constitutional standards. You can still exist as a private business. Again, we already went over how this would be a violation, or at least getting very close to a violation of U.S. code. This would be violating the law. We can't have the government saying, we'll give you this money if you do this with your business. That puts us into a really bad territory, and it puts us a step closer to authoritarianism, honestly. So
it's not authoritarianism if you're making companies follow the Constitution. That's not authoritarianism.
Yes, it is. If you are literally, yes, it actually would be. If the government were to step in and say, we're not going to give you this loan unless you follow by constitutional standards. I mean, I guess they could turn down the loan, but the government doesn't really have a right to be forcing private businesses and telling them how to run their company.
Because they would be taking the loan. That's not forcing them to take it. If they're completely on their own, then sure, they could do whatever they want.
So just deny the loan, and then so they could deny the loan and risk their company going under, like hundreds of thousands of people perhaps losing their jobs. Like, do you realize the economic fallout that could happen from this? Do you realize like the kind of coercion that would be, like a government on
So you
on a private
think that
industry?
Twitter would fall if they don't get government aid?
I don't know. I don't know how much government aid they get. I don't know how that looks. I don't know the full extent to it. But what I do know is that getting money from the government, whether it's a fucking loan or not, does not turn you into a state agent. This is just such a laughable position. Like, I've never even heard a position this bizarre. I'm not even sure how to like argue with it even.
It just doesn't make sense. You're just like basically saying that following the making businesses follow the Constitution is a form of authoritarianism. I just can't wrap my head around that.
Because what you're basically advocating for is the government getting involved and influencing private entities.
Yes, if they are
via coercion by offering them loans
in
exchange for them to do something with them. Like,
but they could only do that if the governments take the loans, first of all, and they can't influence anything else if it's outside of the Constitution. They can't influence anything.
But what if a private
doesn't fall in
company
line with
doesn't want you to be able to bring a gun into their business? What if a private company doesn't want you to scream the N-word in their business? Should those private companies have to abide by the Constitution because one time they got a loan? I'm trying to think of a car dealership. I'm pretty sure, wasn't it like Chevrolet that got like this big bailout one time or something like that? There was some car company that got a big bailout. I'm thinking of that. What if that company's like, well, now we got a loan, so that was the only way that we could save our business, because in that case it was. So now we're stuck here. Yeah, I know. Racist Uncle Joe over here. He's screaming the N-word over and over again. But Constitution says hate speech is free speech. We can't do anything about it.
But what do you mean hate speech? Like,
The
I guess if you're-
Constitution has ruled for, like, the Supreme Court has ruled that the First Amendment right protects hate speech.
yes,
can't
can
not
say
call
all
hate
yeah,
speech.
You can
Okay,
say
sure.
anything.
So
You can say anything as long as it's not threatening anybody.
okay, so I could walk into a car dealership and scream the N-word, and it would be wrong. The company could not ask me to leave. That's what you're telling me right now?
If you're not doing any physical harm or threatening or doing any vocal harm, then no.
So do you think that if I go into a business screaming the N-word, that might hurt the company from making money or selling cars? If every time you walk in to buy a car, there's some kid in the corner yelling the N-word, do you think that might affect their profits?
Maybe, but I wouldn't necessarily think so.
So you don't... Okay.
Not
Let's assume...
overall,
Wait.
but
Let's assume for the sake of argument that it would. Because I know for a fact that if you walked into a car dealership and someone was screaming the N-word, that would eventually lead to affecting your
Okay,
profits.
yeah, fair. I'd say that's fair.
Okay, so do you realize by what you're saying, your standards, that company would not be allowed to ask that person to leave, and that could affect their business?
Well, I guess it depends. Like, if they're getting billions of dollars from the government, they should have to keep the constitutional standards. But I guess this is my new position is maybe it depends on how much government aid and how much U.S. tax dollars you are getting.
So, okay, got it. So if it's like, if you get like a 10% loan, then it's like you have to follow just 10% of the Constitution. So it's like you can't bring an AK-47 into the car dealership.
I just think
you can bring in a Glock. You can't say the N-word with a hard R. You can say the N-word with a soft A, okay? You got the 10% loan. Is that what are these the standards that we're setting here?
No, I guess what I'm saying though is government, if they're giving someone $1,000 bailout, it shouldn't be the same as if taxpayers are paying $40 million to Twitter. That's not an actual number. That's just a philosophical.
So first thing I
number.
want to just acknowledge is you recognize that anytime the government spends money, it's like taxpayer money, right? Like that's how the government gets a flow of money. So,
most of the time.
Okay, sure. So that doesn't really mean anything. What you're saying here, like you're not even able to explain to me how this would work. Not only would your solution ultimately lead to really bad outcomes, like having a government coercing private entity, but your solution would also lead to these private institutions not being able to protect their freedom of speech and their freedom of association, even if it's at the cost of their business. Like, I don't think you understand how bizarre your argument is right now.
But it's not their freedom of speech to silence anyone that they disagree with. That's not freedom of speech.
First of all, you would have to tell me where they're doing that. We already looked at the data. That doesn't really seem to be happening. Second of all, yeah, it doesn't really seem to be happening.
So you don't think more conservatives get banned from companies like Twitter and YouTube than Democrats?
Oh, they do, yeah. But it's not because they're conservative. It's because they break the rules way more often.
What do you think the rules are targeted towards conservatives?
No.
So you don't think that they form the rules around what conservatives are saying?
No, this is what I mean. Is like you think there's like some smoky room where they're all like, yes, let's make these rules where the conservatives will now no longer be like, no, they have very simple policies. I think the one you're probably getting at is the one where it says you can't misgender people. And that one falls very well in line with Twitter's goal to make money at the end of the day, right? So if you have a large group of trans people that are using your platform consistently getting harassed, then that might lead to getting more people to leave your platform and ultimately hurting your business. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, their goal is to keep as many people as possible on their platform. And if trans people are getting on there constantly being harassed and misgendered, then they might want to, clear out that behavior. This makes complete sense to me.
Okay, and I think that's just where we have a fundamental disagreement, is that you think since they're a private business, the government can't do anything about them silencing speech because they're a private business, or they, even though they're getting taxpayer dollars, and they can't say that you literally have your First Amendment right.
Because they're not, because they're private business. Yeah, there is no First Amendment stuff here.
Okay, then that's where we disagree with, because I think if you're getting money from the government,
Okay.
then
Yeah,
you
dude,
shouldn't have
listen,
that.
I know you're only 16, so I do think that you're going to come out of this position soon. You're going to realize that not only is this going to lead to a lot of harm, but it's literally unattainable. Like, you're not even able to tell me how this would actually work. Would this only work with big tech companies, or would this work with any company that takes a loan? And let's stop with the if you get a percentage, then you're allowed to say the N-word with the soft A thing. Let's actually...
Yeah, I take that back. I take that back.
Okay, great. So if they get a loan from the government, let's just say it's a loan. We don't need to get into specifics. Do you think that that company should then be forced to abide by constitutional standards? So like you already said, you would not be in favor of a car dealership kicking out a person screaming the N-word.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would be. I think that they have some right there. Because it's disrupting customers.
Why? But that doesn't matter. That's whoa, 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 whoa. Who cares? That would still be their constitutional right, though, to be saying the N-word.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they're kicking out someone.
And
from
what if
their
they don't
business that
leave?
is
What's
paid
next? You're
for-
going to call the police? So next the police are going to show up and have to remove someone for their free speech?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I guess like if you're warned multiple times, then maybe.
But why should I be warned? They have to follow the Constitution, right? Hate speech is free speech. The Supreme Court has ruled this. So therefore, I should be allowed to say the N-word. So they can't warn me.
I do think you should be allowed to say the N-word actually in businesses. But I mean, if you're going around screaming anything, disturbing customers, then that's a little bit of a different story.
No, it's not. It's still free speech.
Okay.
So now
Okay,
you're
I
back
guess-
to my position, which is
And is
private yes, private companies
Isn't
should
a
have a
car
right
shop
to
a-
remove
is
people
it-
that are hurting their
but is it-
customers.
But isn't a car shop kind of like a public square? It's a public place.
So is a social media platform.
Yeah, it's a public gathering.
So this doesn't take away the first. Do you realize how your standards here, like they're moving all over the place? I think
mean,
you
not
might want to
really.
think this one through a little bit more,
Okay.
because I think that you ultimately agree with me at the end of the day. You know
No,
for a
I-
fact,
I
yes, you
don't-
know for a fact a car dealership not being able to kick someone out for saying the N-word would be ludicrous and would hurt the business. But that's what would happen with the standards that you're advocating for.
I think that you would have to talk to Congress and the Senate about this and make adjustments. I don't have the perfect plan yet because I'm 16, but I think that they could come up with a good plan that would combat this.
Sure. And listen, I'm a social democrat, so I advocate. I think that there's a reasonable avenue of government regulation, okay, on like some private businesses, of course. For example, with climate change, we need to see government regulation and to make sure that there's a certain, not deadly levels of whatever. Like, I think that there are certainly levels of government regulation there, sure. But what you're advocating for is because they got a government loan, that now means they have to abide by the Constitution. And that's why actually big tech shouldn't be allowed to ban people, is ludicrous and laughable. So yes, regulation can happen, but I don't think you're ever going to get a regulation that says you must follow the Constitution, because that would be turning it into a government entity at the end of the day. And unless you're advocating for some fascist level, collusion between... There's a car alarm going out outside. There it goes. Unless you're advocating for some like collusion, like fascist collusion of like corporations and government, then yeah, I don't think that this is a very good idea.
Really fascist. It's just not all the way libertarian, if you know what I mean.
No,
Like,
I said,
it's
hold
not-
on, wait. I already said it's fine with there can be regulations, okay? But what you're advocating for is not regulation. But either way, man,
Yeah,
I hope that you.
I think that, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna wrap up the convo, because I really think that you need to think this one through a little bit more. These businesses getting government loans so that they can continue like employing people or paying people or whatever does not turn them into a government entity at all, and it does not hold them to the constitutional standards. Look into it. That's what I'd recommend. All right.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Thanks,
Appreciate
man.
it.
See ya.
See ya.
Oh boy. Oh. Adrian Knight, thank you for the $5. Howdy, howdy, fan from Vosh's community. I think you did a great job against Mike from PA. I denounce him fully. Have a good one. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, man. All right, we're going to go over the Mike from PA stuff, actually, in just a second. But first, I got to pee real quick, okay? Now's the time, by the way, to donate, guys. If you want to help support the channel, help me out. All right, I'm back. Anyone remember when he was doing good content? Even Pewds knew you. At what level have you stooped? PewDiePie only knew about me because I made a video dissing on Amy Schumer and he played a 3-second clip. Second of all, my content is still pretty good, and if you disagree, why don't you get in my Discord, buddy? Kathleen, thank you for the 5. Thanks for all your content. I'm always enjoying it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to go over Mike from PA in a second, but first, we got to take a little weed hit. This is going to be the last part, and then I'm going to wrap up the stream. I know I usually stream longer, but I don't know. I think I'm going to kick back in a little while here. But not yet. Because we got to talk about the aftermath of what happened. Oh, the Mike from PA stuff. Every time Hunter takes off his headset, it looks like he just came back from Vietnam. Hey. You know what? Never have I heard something so offensive and so true. Just saw the video Vosh made about you. Yeah. Hate speech doesn't exist. Yeah, hate speech does exist. Yes, it obviously hate speech can be hateful. There's no legal recognition of like hate speech, I don't think. Weed hits on the house. Yep, it's what I always say. If anyone's watching and wants to send me something to my PayPal, you could be contributing to my next gram of weed. What are you smoking your weed out of? A bong. That my wife got me. Isn't that cute? Hunter, my dealer is Snoop Dogg. Oh, damn, that would be dope. I'm seeing something in chat, and I don't know if I just took a fat rip of this or if someone's actually this dumb. He's a drug smoker. Yeah. You got me. Oh my god. I personally don't smoke weed anymore because last time I did, I had a bad panic attack. Oh shoot. I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. That's happened to me once or twice. Stay off the weed. Now I'm going to do another hit just for that comment. Just kidding. Oh no, he smokes the marijuana. Did you see someone on Twitter got really mad? They were like, Hunter became a cuck, and now he even smokes weed. And I was like, dude, the fact that I'm able to take fat bong rips and piss these fuckers off at the same time, like, do you know how nice that is? Makes the weed hit even better. D Devolve 59, thank you for the $5. Have you given your 2 cents on the TYT versus Jimmy Dore versus Kyle Kalinske yet? Keep up the good work. I appreciate it. Thank you. I've seen that a lot of drama's been going on. I'll have to check it out. I've been involved already in the Jimmy Dore allegations, though. Melissa McDonald, thank you for the $10. Having a bong hit with you. You held your own with Mike from PA. Well done. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Oh, shit. We got a PayPal. Someone's chipping in for the bong hit. For the next gram of weed. Kaylee Kent, thank you for the $5. Hey, Hunter, just wanted to say I followed you for years and we moved left around the same time. Though I'm more left than you now, mad respect to you, man. You're a great person. Well, thank you very much, Kaylee Kent, for the PayPal sent directly to my phone. I really appreciate it. Guys, if you are watching on Twitch, I'm not currently an affiliate, and you want to make a longer message, you can donate to the PayPal as well. You can do like $1 and include like a huge ass message. So yeah. Greg Raz, thank you for the 5. God, I hate Mike's nose. All right, let's be nice. All right, come on now. I honestly have faith that now that people see your integrity for moving to the left, your channel will grow again. My channel's going to grow again. For right now, it's not doing the greatest, but you know what? That's okay. It's going to get there sometime. For me, like, I don't know. I really like the direction I've been taking the channel so far. Patrick Starr, thank you for the $5 donation. And also, thank you for being a great mod. I'm a joker. I'm a smoker. I'm a midnight toker. Sure don't want to hurt no one. Cool. Currently watching Vosh's video on you and Mike from PA. You were an alpha. Thanks. I out-alpha'd Alpha Mike. I don't know how I did it. Speaking of Alpha Mike, we're actually going to go over some funny clips of his here soon. He's a black hole of charisma and sincerity. I don't know if I'm going to want to do any more debates here. Because I'm smoking the weed. Yeah, I'm not seeing many other people. Yeah, we're going to be done with debates. We're going to go over the mic stuff now. We had some talks. I watched Vosh go over the debate live. Redacted from Redacted is insane. Dude, he was talking. Okay, you know what? Wait, I got to save this for the segment here. Can I change my segments while I'm live here? Hold on. Because I need to change where my recordings go. Here we go. Give me 5 seconds, guys. Hold on. We're going to get to the Mike from PA thing, okay? Is it not in output? No? Okay, video maybe? Oh, fuck me, dude. Where the fuck is it? Where do you control where the videos save? Network sources. Alright, well, I'll just have to download the whole stream then when I'm done. Forget it. It's not gonna happen. Adrian Knight, thank you for the $5. I appreciate the donation. Thank you very much. I don't know if you'd be interested in talking about other forms of socialism. I don't know. I'd really like to move you to syndicalism. I mean, a lot of these things in theory sound real good, but the problem for me is just that it never seems to have much practicality. But maybe you could change my mind on that. I'm not really very strong in a lot of my economic positions too much. So maybe you can move me over, but I don't know. No. All right. Just because you are an addict of it doesn't magically make it not drugs. Okay. No addict ever thinks their drugs are drugs? Wait, what? Am I missing something right now? Are people doing heroin? They're like, it's not drugs, dude. It's just like helping me with my anxiety. Greg Raz, thanks for the $5. Sorry, it's his performative awful acting that kills me. Bad faith posturing done badly is to Mike what screaming hatefulness is to Jimmy Dore. If Hunter was addicted to weed, it would make his life unmanageable. Guys, is it okay if I take a bong hit or two on my fucking stream without getting like a bunch of people like flipping shit in my chat here? Yeah, coffee's addictive. Do you think Trump really incited January 6th? Yeah. All right. So, most of you obviously know that I got in that tiff with Mike from PA the other day. And we ended up having like an on-the-fly debate. And I did not expect the reception that it ended up getting at all, to be honest. It's been really cool. So first, I'm just going to give a shout out to the people that, you know, gave me the shout out. First of all, of course, everyone's favorite, Vosh. I love you, Vosh. Thank you, buddy. Really appreciate it. Vosh did a full reaction to this, like was really supportive of me. I don't know, it was really, really kind. It was a really good video too. You should watch it. It's got a lot of memes in it for sure. Big memes. Yeah, that's definitely accurate. Can someone explain what a TIF is? I looked it up, but I keep forgetting it in economics. It's a tax increment financing. I gotta remember that. Fuck. Tax increment financing. Say it with me, kids. TIF. All right, we're doing our catechisms. Tax increment financing. But yeah, Vosh did a video. Very supportive. Very cool. We also got some support from the Twitch community. Xanderhall did something on it, which was really appreciated. I haven't seen his review yet. Dylan Burns also ended up doing a review of it, which is pretty cool. I saw some of his, and he too was very supportive, so that was really cool. And we also got some support on Twitch as well. If I'm not mistaken, Booksmarts is on both Twitch and YouTube. Am I wrong there? But either way, we got some support from Booksmarts, and my roommate, Lumi Roo, actually covered it today on their Twitch and gave a pretty fair assessment. I would check it out. So yeah, just a lot of support here. Very, very appreciated, honestly. Means a lot. It was just such a insane debate. The whole thing was like a fucking blur. Hunter chat with Booksmarts? Yeah, I'd be down for sure, but not tonight. So yeah, a lot of support coming in from a lot of people. Very appreciated. And then Mike over on his thing, since we are talking about the aftermath of it, right? His video got like absolutely bombed with dislikes. He has 326 dislikes, 100 likes. Oof. For clout chasers like Mike, that's probably hurting even more. Can you possibly be any more bad faith? This Mike guy obviously thinks he's the almighty gatekeeper to the left. One of the worst videos you've put out. Mike is a huge asset to the right. He's so pathetic. What did couches ever do to you? Oh. How long do you think it'll take until he mentions me or tweets about me again? I guess I'm bringing up the debate, so maybe he can say I did it first. But either way, it's just funny. He's not doing too good. He didn't have a very good optical win in that one, if you want to put it that way. Faraya Herschel, thank you for the $5. Good job on the Mike debate. DGG was watching the debate with D-Man while D-Man was playing D&D. Oh, cool. Very cool. Well, hey, glad you guys enjoyed it. Mike is such a loser. Yeah, honestly, he kind of is. I almost wish that someone would make a like a psychological analyzing video of Mike, almost. Just because there's something about this guy. Like, people that aren't even familiar with him, they just hear him speak and he instantly comes off as unlikable. I would really like to understand why that is. I mean, we can make some guesses. You know, he's very pretentious, condescending. He's very transparent. You can tell that he's projecting really hard. Maybe that's why, but like, he just comes off very unlikable. People just don't seem to like him. I saw some comments in other people's streams too, where they were just like, they were just like, I don't really know who this Mike guy is, but I do not like him. So, the aftermath was pretty much just, I got a lot of support, which was really appreciated. And you know what? I actually went back after the debate and looked at those videos that Mike from PA was bringing up, and I actually didn't agree with them. So you know what? I took them down. Keep in mind that this guy still calls me the grifter, even though that's the opposite of what a grifter would do. But yeah, I went back, I looked at the video. I did reference puberty blockers. I did talk about puberty blockers being an option. And I could definitely tell where I was trying to make the video try to come off as if I was trying to target something very specific and not making an attack towards trans people in general. However, the overall video, I read the script of it. I did not agree with it. It no longer really aligns with my values and my overall position, especially on transgender kids, actually, specifically. So I privated the video. Yeah. But I wasn't going to do that and give that to Mike, because I was going to have to go over it myself and look over it, and I wasn't going to do that with Mike on the call. And also, as we all know, like what Vosh said, it was a really good insight, was no matter what I do, Mike from PA it won't be enough. It will never be enough. Also, I mean, I look back at the debate and I do think that I did a pretty good job at like cornering him, but I didn't do a good enough job still at holding him there. He was just so slippery and weaselly, like I was actually almost caught off guard by it. So I definitely think I could have done better. There are already things that I thought that, oh, I could have said this is better, or I could have done this. This would have come off much, much cleaner, or that would have been a stronger point there, or whatever. I was thinking that. But at the end of the day, man, I got him cornered on almost everything he said and exposed him to everyone watching for being a fucking liar live. So, I don't know. Yeah, Mike from PA. What a fucking little liar, dude. What a Weasley little liar. Still lying. So, in honor of this, I thought we have to look at the couch punching thing, okay? And this is where we'll do the dope bong rip. Okay? So, Bad Bunny roasting Mike from PA until he punches a sofa. This video is just hilarious. It's the memes. A lot of people in my audience don't understand like how did Vosh put it? The lore, right? The Mike from PA universe. So Bad Bunny, just so we're very clear, is the girl that Mike embarrassed himself with, that he went viral in that clip where he went up to that girl and was like, touched her shoulder, and then she looked over and he was like, I'm trying to get your attention. And he was like, just seemed really uncomfortable. So we all know that he's kind of a simp for this girl. Well, wait, I'm not supposed to say that on Twitch anymore. That's right. We all know that Mike really likes this girl, even if it's at a compromising level. But what's really sad, and this is genuinely sad too, this girl is like legit, like super mean, and just like is just being an asshole to Mike. They're saying she's roasting Mike from PA until he punches his sofa, and some of it is roasting, but some of it too is just kind of like, just stop being a dick. It just seems unwarranted. But okay, let's go. This is from an IRL stream too, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm feeling more violent than normal. I understand why.
I hear Mike.
Well, we gotta accelerate, get the accelerationists, we gotta fucking get a Mad Max universe. I just feel it. Yeah. Ooh.
Mike, I just feel more violent lately. Like I could just beat the fuck out of a couch.
Bourbon. It was made by Scotch Irish, right? It was really the Scotch people that came over.
Yes.
Bad Bunny is so fucking annoying too. Oh my god, fuck this person.
The one thing about my people.
He'll apologize by saying, I didn't know you were so sensitive.
We're also violent. Listen, I'm Irish. Easy, bud.
We're a violent.
I have to tell Mike like several times a day not to joke about one particular thing, and he keeps doing it because every time he's like, "Oh, I didn't realize you were serious." Like this is very, very annoying. Very annoying.
Okay, so first thing I'm gonna say, and maybe this is a little, maybe I'm being too defensive of Mike here, but this is kind of a douche move already to like be talking about someone being annoying to your stream while they're in the room with you. Like, that's such a spineless, dickish move. Go up to the person and tell them it's annoying you, right? So just putting that out there. But still, I'm enjoying. I wish, Bad Bunny would just shut the fuck up so we could hear Mike, because just in the background, I've been feeling more violent lately. Just, he sounds, oh man. You're trying, man. You're trying, Mike. Just embrace, like, he needs to just accept who he is and roll with it to a degree. That sounds bad. Maybe I shouldn't. Okay, whatever.
I watch Braveheart now.
And for me,
Isn't Dad an admitted alcoholic? Maybe no. I don't know.
Yeah. That's fair.
She said she does tell him several times a day.
Okay, that you think it's some sort of flirting?
That's actually fair. Okay, that's fair. But did she actually tell him that it was annoying, like wants him to stop, or just like don't tell it? Yeah, maybe I was wrong.
Okay, well, if that's flirting, he needs to stop it, 'cause that's annoying.
I still think that she should be talking to him too about it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's not a big deal. Who cares? Whatever.
With Bulldog it. Alright.
and so that's why the way you challenge.
No one here is a bad person. I just feel like both of you can be super sarcastic, so it's hard to know when people are being serious or not. Right, but I've told him I have to literally start sobbing
Yes,
on the
Mike.
phone.
Yeah, Mike is in the same room right there. He's in the background hanging out.
Like I've talked to him before, where like he won't take me seriously for the entire time,
Okay.
no matter what. And everyone else totally
All right. Yeah. All
understands.
right. I'm taking an L right here. Shit. Fuck. I hate Bad Bunny so much. I spoke too quickly. Yeah. Okay. It sounds like she was talking to him a lot, and that he's not taking her seriously, which sounds kind of dickish on Mike's part. So okay.
I'm being serious. Finally, I have to get on voice chat with him and sob, and then he's like, "Oh, I didn't realize you were being serious. Well, I didn't realize this meant something to you." Like he's an idiot. He's an idiot. Seriously, just get a safe word. It's actually a good idea.
Okay.
He really is dense. I'm autistic, and it sounds like me.
You're actually one of the sweetest people I've ever met.
Do what I can. I'm not.
Thanks, Mike.
On TV.
We men are very pig-headed. No, this is not a men thing. Go stand near him and ask him to stop. I've never been friends with a person who I have like sarcasm with, but when they say I'm seriously, this actually really does upset me, I'm never like, okay. Like I would never do that. That makes no sense to me. That's enough for me to understand that person's being serious because I care about that individual. Like easy.
I think I'm siding
In
with
fact, I
Bad
need a
Bunny
safe
here
word
on
for
this
this
part,
idiot. Like,
at
it's
least from her perspective. It almost. Do you ever notice how it's like? It seems like he's just like wrong in every aspect of like everything.
So stupid.
It's like I want people to.
You end up doing that.
He's just like categorically wrong.
Okay. Like I've never had to do that before, but for him, he's that stupid. Like, come on.
What do you want from me? It's true. That's part of your. Well,
It's a bad thing.
You can never expect.
I know. I'm not trying to make excuses. To just establish some kind of understanding. Like to say, like, I say, I know you guys don't hate each other. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I don't want to hate him either. So, like, I don't want us to end our friendship because he's so stupid. You know, if I can
Okay.
if I help him with how stupid he is, maybe I can still be friends with him.
Yeah. And you're part of content right now.
I think that might be a little rude too. Like,
Safe
just
word. I'm
honest.
voting for Trump.
Well, it's also like.
Also, paper straws.
I hate Bad Bunny. Can
What
we
does I'm
skip
being
Bad Bunny,
serious right now
please?
even mean though? What does
When
that
does he
even
punch the
mean? It's
couch?
so
Okay, here comes
complicated. I mean,
Mike.
are you
Mike's
being
gonna come
serious,
along,
though?
come around here.
I guess the
We don't care, Bad Bunny. Just fuck off, please. Ah, I hate that I. Sup, Mike?
Making tiny hot dogs, everybody. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, is it just beans?
Huh? Oh,
You
God.
actually order an Uber? Are you going off or are we getting
What am I watching?
on stream?
This was like an in real
I
life.
don't know. Probably go off.
This is an IRL stream that they were doing. And this is where Mike punches the couch. This is why I made the joke about him punching the couch.
Maybe I'll turn the. I don't want to dox them, so I want to like not show any travel between
True.
anything.
Oh, yeah.
The space between.
If it was my place, I would be less like, you know, it's my doxing. It's like I don't want to dox like my
When
friends.
does he punch the
That's like so
couch?
much
Like I
worse.
said, like, I
Like-
could care less. The locos.
Right, yeah, but it's still, it's just no. The consequences of me doxing myself, I deal with those. But.
Sure.
don't like Bad Bunny.
I know why.
It's
I
not
mentioned
flirty,
that.
it's just a bad way to read what she is really trying to communicate. I say it's a lack of experience with different types of people. I agree that empathy is playing a role in the struggle, just saying. Perhaps, yeah. He's got super low emotional intelligence for whatever reason. That's what surprises me, because I didn't think he would have a low emotional intelligence.
For me?
Yeah.
This is awkward.
Okay.
Should I
So
be
they're gonna
watching?
here in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Dad, I'll miss you.
No, they'll be back.
This is so
Well,
awkward.
but
I
I'm
know it
missing
is.
right now. Of course, we're gonna see them like tomorrow.
The shitty non-sub shit stir people.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be
That's how
back
Mike
very
determines if you're a shitty human. You didn't sub. Fuck you.
He thinks you're kidding. He still thinks I'm kidding. He still thinks I'm kidding.
soon. I don't think you're kidding.
Really?
No, I don't think you're kidding.
You did really? And then you gave me this fucking smile. Like it was so funny to you. You think this is all funny. It's very
Okay.
upsetting.
I don't have to think you're kidding to smile.
Yeah, you understand that smiling is also.
Maybe you're just being an Wait.
To be fair.
Maybe that's my reaction to it.
Wait. I feel so bad. Oh, I feel so. I actually feel sorry for Mike. How do you say something like that to the? Okay. He just everything he. That's why at the end of my thing I said it's just everything you say just becomes wrong. How does he say something like this? How does he just always have the wrong response? I don't have to think you're kidding to smile. So you just think she's probably just some crazy woman? Like what do you mean then? Like the sofa punches at the 9-minute mark? All right, well we have more of this clip to get through, okay?
Well, then your genuine reactions to things are really unlikable.
Well, okay, but I'll give you a piece of advice that I myself like stand by and have learned over many years. If you always expect someone to be like on your level and understanding of the same like emotions that you have, then you'll always be disappointed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is like a severe this is
But
severe
that's
failure.
sure. But like, you
All right,
can't,
so
like, get mad
now we can say this for sure. What's wrong right here is to be confronting the guy about something that's a personal dispute publicly on your live stream. That's a fucking douchey ass move. I don't care if it's Mike from PA. I don't care if it's fucking Onision. I don't care who it is. If you have a personal slight with someone and it's on a personal level like this, we're like, hey, when we're hanging out, you keep making it. Don't confront them on your stream.
matter at a person because of that.
All right. Well, I just can't hang out with him then.
Sure, but like that's emotional differences that you have. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to find ways to
I
reconcile
can hang
that.
out with him like over voice chat, but I can't hang out with him like too much more than that.
Okay. Well, you figure out ways to reconcile those ideas. You know.
What I really don't like here is the way that Bad Bunny's like talking about him with him right there, but like not talking to him. God damn, this is really uncomfortable. Both Bad Bunny and Mike, they almost seem right for each other because they both just seem like insufferable people.
It all comes down to where you can stand in a situation.
Yeah.
No, okay. There's different. One thing is smiling when you're uncomfortable. Another thing, if I'm like, yeah, I'm talking about you right now, about how I'm disappointed with you, and they go, really?
But again, that's I don't know.
But it's a general. Okay, if we're gonna get super deep and be like, well, what do words even mean? Maybe my words mean something different than your. Okay, yeah, everyone's way of communicating theoretically could always be justified in their brain as being appropriate.
Sure.
So, but that doesn't stop you from having negative reactions to people with different
Absolutely
personalities.
not. I'm just giving you a tool to deal with it. I'm not saying that that's how society works. I'm just telling you how I deal with it in my own like feelings. You know, like for example, like there are people that do things that are distasteful to me.
Dude, who's more unlikable?
Process it. No.
Mike or fucking Bad Bunny?
I process everybody.
No, I honestly want to know. Like, have I been beyond the pale? I mean,
But not for me. But again, like I'm a different person.
No. I'm really sorry about the door thing.
No, I don't give a shit.
The problem was I'm going to make excuses, but I was like I couldn't step out of the car.
It
The
literally,
seat was
but
so far back.
you have to understand that literally most things don't matter to me. So
That's what.
that's not. Yeah, that's literally a thing that doesn't matter to me.
I don't know. I'm not like a halfway type person.
When does he punch the couch? This is just like Mike getting confronted. This is so uncomfortable.
Still $1,000.
That couch does look punchable.
Oh, I would never do that. Like,
Yeah.
the thing about me is, I'm either in with you or I'm not. I'm not a like lukewarm person.
Sure.
Okay.
So that's just
Okay,
the way it
Mike.
is.
So what does that have to do
What do you
with-
mean you're either in or you're... Wait. You're either in with the person or you're out? I don't know. Why is Bad Bunny seems to be treating you pretty shitty and you don't seem to be out?
with anything you just said with the car door stuff?
Huh?
And the thing about me is I'm not lukewarm with people. What does that have to do with what you were saying to Lucid?
No, we're just talking about like his different way of like dealing with people. I think there was a segue away from that idea, right?
All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is like just streamer drama.
Mike's
Is this
just
Bad
telling
Bunny?
me.
Yes.
My hands are red.
A competition.
Yeah, right.
All right, here we go. Here comes the couch punch.
Well, no. Just
I don't know. I
that
always
versus
get
the other one.
I
Yeah,
punched
a little late on this one.
the hard the
So he's talking about punching.
the
Here he goes.
granite a little.
Yeah.
Beat the fuck out of it, Mike. Come on.
That just feels
MMA.
good.
Oof.
Yeah.
It just feels good.
What did you just do?
Nothing.
Why is this couch now moved? Did you just hit the couch?
Let me just move the couch back. I just nudged it.
Why? How? Oh my god! I'm gonna cough a lung out laugh. I'm gonna Joker laugh. I'm gonna do the authentic Mike from PA Joker laugh here. How do you okay? So you're punching the couch. You want to be like this alpha male, beating the fuck out of the couch. Bad Bunny's like, did you just punch the couch? No, what? I fucking nudged it. Someone's nudging shit. I don't know anything. What is... Couch is sliding around, dude. Maybe the place is haunted. That could happen. Like furniture slides. Nothing here, man. Come on. It's like at least just own it. If okay, we're gonna go back. Let's do it again. This time in slow motion. Dun 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 dun. Oh wait, no, not quality playback speed. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
That just feels good.
Ooh. That's what I call an alpha punch. Real alphas punch couches. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, what did the couch ever do to you, Mike?
It just feels good.
What did you just do?
Nothing.
Why is this couch now moved? Did you just hit the couch?
Let me just move the couch back. I just nudged it.
Why does he just...
Oh shit, they're here. Let's go.
This is one of his better performances. Seriously. I don't even understand why you would do it and then deny it that way. Fuck this thing. Did you just hit the couch? What? Just hanging out, chilling like a villain. Oh man, Mike. How does someone manage... It would explain his alpha male posturing. This is industrial grade cringe. When the girl you like is your bully. Narcissistic manipulator versus emotionally immature. That's so true. They're kind of right for each other. Bad Bunny is so terrible. She actually makes me feel bad for Mike from PA. I'm serious. Fuck, dude, this is even a bigger reason to hate Bad Bunny now. Because she literally makes us empathize with Mike. Is she normally like this? She's literally being mean and making fun of him behind his back and to his face. Yeah, it's douchey. She was being douchey. Oh, poor Mike.
Hang out with him.
All right, well, that's the couch story. That is the origin of the couch punching. And that concludes our story. Look at the Mike video by Dame Pesos. Oh, yeah, I've already seen this one. and it's a good one. I like it. We've already gone over that one on stream before too. Hey Hunter, remember your usual 1,200 viewer streams? Yeah, when I used to get more views when I was still on the right, yeah. All right, guys. He got caught in 4K and lied. Dude, it was just like in my thing with him yesterday, my debate with him. Just caught in 4K. All right, hold on. He's getting a lot of heat for this, for sure. Oh, well. All right, hold on. All right, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate everybody who watched the stream. I'm going to turn in for the night. So, yeah. Thank you to everybody that subscribed, everybody that followed, everyone that donated. Really means a lot, and I appreciate